G'day folks, Ben from Snows here today, taking you for a walkthrough of all the features of this Dometic Pico FTC 2x2 TC Inflatable two-person swag.
Hit it.
This is a complete polycotton canvas swag with inflatable air poles and an integrated inflatable mat that packs up inside this bag here. Before we dive into this product, there is loads more content like this on our YouTube channel, so make sure you like and subscribe and you'll get notified of all of our latest content. Now let's jump in. Now we're down in the park here at the end of the street where our Adelaide store is, so we've got a bit of traffic noise in the background, but we wanted to get this tent set up here on this swag, on this nice sunny day. And the big benefit of these Pico swags is this whole two-person swag and the mat inside here only weighs about 11 kilos, and it packs up inside this bag here, which measures around about 60-70 centimeters in length and about 30 centimeters in height and depth. That depends on how tightly you roll it up. And that pack size and weight includes the pump that you need to set it all up. So there's two inflation ports on the end of the tent or into the swag that we'll show you shortly. This attaches to inflate the entire thing. This pump has got a valve on top here that shows you the PSI that you're pumping it up to. So 9 PSI for the tent, 2 PSI for the mat inside, and it just inflates on the downstroke. But it's a nice, easy to use pump, and this foot on the bottom unscrews to lay flat inside the swag when you pack it up. Now the tent is made from a 210 GSM polycotton canvas. Now I think it's got a high percentage of cotton in it. I haven't been able to get the balance, but it's not actually seam sealed, but that means that it's got that traditional sort of feel about it, whereby you season the swag, the seams sort of swell, and that's what creates that waterproof nature about it. It has been tested to, the rating I got from Dometic is up to 60 millimeters of rain per hour, so it is reliably waterproof, just doesn't have that seam sealing on the inside, but it's a good quality fabric. You get these included alloy adjustable awning poles with it, and all of the guy ropes are this nylon webbing, so that's the same as the nylon webbing here. And all of this here is the same polycotton canvas. The base of the swag, however, is the polyethylene tarp type material, so that crinkly tarp type material. That's a really durable material. It's something that never seems to wear out. It doesn't have a waterhead rating because it's pretty much impermeable to water. Now this end of the swag, we've got our inflation port. So this one here is the one inflation port for all of the poles inside the swag there. So this has got a cap on top there at the moment, and there's a little one-way valve inside there, so when I take this off, it doesn't go down. It's not until I remove the second piece that the swag actually deflates. Moving around from that, down the bottom is a second inflation port, and this actually inflates the mattress inside. So using the same pump, same type of valve on the end there to inflate the mattress inside. At the bottom here, really easy to use pegging or guy rope system, just a little plastic triangle there for the peg to go through. And then this guy rope is all integrated. It comes out to the peg here, and then it comes back up to the top here as well. Now on each end of the tent, we've got this weather protected or sort of awning, weather awning over here, or storm awning that goes over the top of the window. That's got an internally adjustable panel, which we'll show you shortly inside. Not much more to see in the end there. You've got these, the guy rope on this. This features on all four corners. Around to the back of the swag here, not much to see. There's no doorway on this side. It's just on the one side, but this is a good spot to show you this weather skirt that they've got around the bottom here. So this fabric is waterproof. These seams are going to be waterproof as soon as it's all well seasoned. But the spot where things can leak is where the floor and the upper are joined together. So where this seam occurs that there could be leaking, they've placed this skirt over the top, so the water runs over the top, down and well clear of that join there. The other end of the tent here, nothing different than what we saw at the first end. We've just got the storm awning over the top of a window there that's internally adjustable. But coming around to the front, we'll talk a little bit about the awning or doorway here. Now this has actually got, well these are all included, but these can be removed. And it's actually got this little kind of gusset here that I guess provides a little bit more protection. You don't have to have that done up, but if I undo that, you've got this gap here. If you do it up, it just sort of pulls this down, maybe helps a little bit of water run off, and also just gives a little bit more protection in under here because this doorway does sort of come up. So you could use this in rain, I suppose. That just gives you a little bit more protection from rain just in that point where the door is close to the top here. Now I've got this set up as an awning sort of running back like that. You can shorten these poles down if you like to have it running a bit down this way away from the tent. So you've got options there on how to set it up, or just take it off completely. These are really easy to use guy ropes here. Nice and durable guy ropes too. They're not going to break at all. So you can take this down completely. And if the weather's really bad, zip it completely closed. So there's a nice big zipper pulls here, really easy to grab. That zips all the way around and you've got a nice big storm flap over the sides of the zipper here. Big overlap there, big overlap right down over the top of the zipper there, so that it's really weather protected when you've got these zips closed completely. You can see those brass eyelets on the corners there that you can use that I used when it was set up as an awning. Alternatively, if I unzip it, if it's a warm night and I want lots of ventilation inside the tent, I can roll this up and use these tabs at the top here in conjunction with the tabs in underneath to secure it up and out the way so that I can allow the breeze into the tent. Probably need to undo the gusset on this side as well so that it rolls all the way up. And if we use this in conjunction with the windows that I'll show you shortly on the inside, we've got ventilation on 3 sides of the tent. So underneath the doorway here, we've got this really durable mesh. Whether it's midge-proof or not, I don't know. Not many meshes claim to be completely midge-proof, but it feels like a really durable mesh. It's not something that's gonna sort of wear out or get caught up if it touches Velcro or anything like that. It feels like a really durable, strong mesh. It's got really big zipper pulls on it as well, easily unzips, and we can roll that up as well and secure it up the top here. There are tabs under here, so we can secure that up and out the way as well. Now, crawling inside the Pico 2x2 swag here, we'll first talk about the mat. So this is an air-filled mat. It's about 3 to 4 centimeters thick and it inflates to about 2 PSI is what they recommend. So it's got all these dimples in here, so it's kind of an eggshell type mat. You can obviously fix these just like you would any inflatable mat. This is what makes it unique in that it packs up so small. And you can replace this mat if you wanted. You could take it out completely and just use a regular mat inside. You can see at the end here, this little port here is where the valve attaches to the outside of the swag, so that can be easily pulled through there. And then the mat itself just attaches around the sides of the air poles here with Velcro underneath, so it's easy to actually take the mat out and replace it or leave it out and put a completely different mat inside if you like. Now in terms of space inside here, this is a 2-person tent, so you've got 140 centimeters in width and it's 215 centimeters in length, and it's quite rectangular in shape, so there's no tapered sort of edges, and the ends of everything are all pretty upright. Even the sides here are quite upright, so I can lie right over at the side here and have plenty of space. So I'm 185 centimeters, so I've got heaps of room here, head space there, and I've got space for my feet at the end, so lots of room. And in terms of height, it's about 90 centimeters to where the bottom of the air pole is across the top here. Now we'll get into air poles shortly. I just want to run through the features inside the tent first. At this end, we've got this internally adjustable storm flap here that goes, so this flap, the weatherproof section is inside the mesh on the outside here. We can't open that mesh there. It's just there for ventilation. So if we open this, the other end and the door, we've got 3 sides for ventilation. Coming around to the back of the tent here, we've got a little storage pocket here, same mesh, just to store your essentials at night. Moving across the back, not much to see. Another storage pocket at this end here, just for essentials. Another internally adjustable flap at this end, so we can open that up for ventilation. In the corner here is a power access point. So this is in underneath the skirt that runs around the outside of the tent there, so it's weather protected. This allows power to come inside here, and you can secure your power cord via the Velcro tabs that feature up around the top here and then across the top of the pole here, and it finishes where it gets to a little metal clip here, so you can hang a lantern on that. The air poles are pretty strong, so you can hang a reasonably heavy lantern on that, but if it's too big, then it's going to hang down in the middle of the swag and be in the way anyway. Now next to that, there is a Velcro strip that runs probably almost half the length of the center pole here. That's probably there so you can attach a LED strip light if you like, if it comes in one of the sort of covers that have got the Velcro strip on it. The last thing I want to talk about while I'm inside, and the easiest place to talk about that is down in the corner here, are the air poles, because people are usually concerned about the air poles popping or you know, if they deflate, what happens, but they're probably actually more serviceable than say metal poles for the most part, because if these get a hole in them, you can repair the hole. So there's a zipper that runs over the cover here. So inside here is a TPU bladder. It's Velcroed closed at the moment, so I can't unzip it. But if you do happen to get a hole in the frame, a little bit of mucking around, but you can take it out of this bladder here, find the hole, patch it, and put the frame back if you like. On top of that, inside here, it does have this extra layer over the top. This is actually the part that sort of secures the frame into the tent itself. So this is the tent fabric and the frame's inside here, but all of this stays in place There's only a small portion of it at the bottom here that's actually in touch with the ground, and that's protected by the actual floor fabric anyway, so there's very little chance you'd actually get a puncture in the airframe here. And the beauty of the airframes is if something falls on the outside or if the wind is really bad, this just kind of collapses down like this and then pops back into place. If that happened with a steel or an alloy frame, the frame would be wrecked and you probably wouldn't be able to repair it. So it's much more forgiving in really bad weather, and it's also really easy to pack up. That is a rundown of all the features of the Dometic Pico FTC 2x2 TC swag. This is the perfect swag for people who want that swag experience but don't have the space to pack a really big swag into their smaller vehicle, because this has got that integrated inflatable mat, an integrated inflatable frame that not only makes it super easy to set up and pack down, but also makes it really compact for transport. You can check these out online, where you find them at our lowest prices every day at snowies.com.au.